ladies and gentlemen, another persistent. Wait, actually, I have something for you.
That's it? That's my ground review?
Take a bow, bitch. Damn.
So, it just sounded like waterfalls.
What? Oh,
It's me, everybody. The long-awaited face reveal. It's by Sister. You're welcome. Thank you, everybody. I know you guys have been face reveal for a long time, but here I am, porcelain skin. I'm here. I'm queer. Yeah, I'm on cam now, so
I love it
here's
for
my
us. I love it for all of us. It's actually very good that it's for this particular video, particular episode that you're on camera,
Yes.
because we're gonna have to be ruthless today. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's not gonna be pretty.
Because we're gonna be talking about people we actually liked at one point or another for one thing or another. They've been wildin', first of all. It's not really a rebrand per se, but I think we want to be more upfront with what people get in this podcast. We're going to add to the description of, like, official description of the podcast that's everywhere on, like, Spotify, whatever, that we're basically two artists who who hate art.
Period.
Yes. Who hate art because you bitches are insufferable. Like, I'm sorry to say. And I don't mean you guys. I mean the artists who are so up their own assholes that it's absolutely impossible to like you as people, you know?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a huge portion of the artists, and especially artists that we are privy to. Not us as in me and by assistant. I mean us as in the public, because they don't really get those positions, that type of visibility, unless they are like these people.
Yeah,
So
indeed.
we've all been over celebrities for a while now, I feel like, but this is a conversation about celebrities that have an artist type of image
Yeah.
in the public. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to really reevaluate that image. I just realized that the camera wasn't recording on the other end, and I was just speaking to it for no fucking reason. First and foremost, FK Twigs. By System, take it away with the setup.
So imagine this, right? You're in a you're doing an interview. You're on a couch, you and another babe, and all of a sudden you're questioning, where are the thinkers? And let me
Where
tell
are
you,
all the thinkers?
it wasn't on that couch, girl.
It was not. And I mean, honestly, I wouldn't say so entirely because I don't know the other woman.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to give her grace because I don't know her, but also because she was trying, like, in the conversation, I'm gonna literally edit in that clip of FKA
Yeah.
asking that question, because the tone of voice, the glance around the room is part of her oeuvre.
Yeah.
Her oeuvre.
Yeah, we're essentially
Because,
talking about that most recent interview with FK Twigs where she starts questioning where are the thinkers, and the interviewer, I think they were talking about Asexua and just like her oeuvre or whatever.
mm-hmm.
Where are the thinkers?
I think we're all thinkers, but we're blocked by so much.
Yeah. But where are the great thinkers now?
What, like?
I know. I feel like throughout history there's always been thinkers. Now we're like regurgitators. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong, because like we're fed algorithms all the time, right? And then how?
Yeah, you know what? I take it back. I do give credit to the interviewer because she actually was kind of like taken aback herself, I feel, and she was like kind of diffusing the situation because it was
Yeah.
kind of I mean, it's even insulting to her.
Yeah.
Like I'm also here and it's like a crowd, like the room is filled with people. The
Good
thinkers
God.
they're too busy paying rent, unfortunately. So
Yeah, because the thing is, we have talked about it before. At least I think I definitely talked about it, maybe in season 2, mayhaps, perchance. I don't remember exactly, so I'm not gonna lie, but I remember that I did definitely talk about it. Whether it was with my assistant or not, I don't know. But I talked about like critics in general, and that we do need them, and that we don't have enough of them. However, and this is something that we're gonna have to have a separate episode on, because I know that this is gonna like take too long to actually dive into, but We're going to talk about critics who made Jackson Pollock what he is in the collective consciousness. And we're going to talk about them because I think it's all bullshit. And they were really struggling in those texts to make it sound like there is a different movement in America than it is in Europe 30 years ago when it comes to abstract art. And we're gonna have to talk about it because I know that there's a lot of artists and a lot of art historians who don't agree with this opinion, with my opinion in particular. And I don't give a fuck because I looked into it, and the more I looked into it, the more I was convinced that I was right and those people were just honestly on some shit. Because what the hell do you mean it's a different movement when it clearly isn't? And it's those great critics are technically, honestly, very great marketing, like
Yeah, they're just good marketing.
marketologists.
Marketologist.
They are really great students of the marketing campaigns of that century because
Yeah.
there's no way to go about it but call them literally a marketing girly that gets like a matcha in the morning, like there's no fucking
Yeah.
way
It's
of talking about them and
literally,
taking them seriously. I'm sorry.
it's
It's the
giving
truth.
scammers. It's giving Wolf of Wall Street. How can I convince people this cum art is worth $1 million? But yeah, we'll talk about that in another podcast. It'll be a fun episode.
Because there's a lot to discuss, and we're literally going to be breaking down one of the most like important texts to abstract art and making fun of it because I'm so sorry, but like sometimes you just have to like be serious with yourself for one fucking moment. And I think that the artists, this is not me being like, you shouldn't be so up your own ass in terms of intellectualism, right? Because this is what people are hearing when you criticize people who have this image of being too intellectual or being really like using really big words and other things like that. The problem is not about using big words, it's about the fact that you don't know how to use them. You use them for concepts that are not worth even talking about. And actually, FK Twigs is right. Where are the thinkers? Because she's a regurgitator. When
Yeah.
she's regurgitators, you are the regurgitator, not only of other people's work, but your own work over and over and over again. We have talked about it on Patreon
Yeah,
already.
when we reviewed her album.
Yes, and I'm really sorry to say that, like, I have said that I like the album musically. There's like a few songs that I really enjoy, but I think that she's never progressed further than her first EP in terms of lyrics. Like, I remember she was saying the same shit on the first EP, and I have said it again and again that I can't hear it anymore about, equating sexuality and talking about it openly to some kind of intellectual progress
Yeah, like
or
some kind of like spiritual awakening or
spiritual waking, equating all of those things. And the thing is, like, it's not like sex needs to be separated
yeah,
entirely from this conversation. It's just the fact of the matter is they genuinely think that sexual liberation is the only type of mental and physical liberation there is. That's
yeah.
it.
And I don't
That's
even
all they
think
can do.
yeah, I don't even think it's like questioning sexuality like in a more like nuanced way. It just feels
Hmm.
more just about sex, like the act of sex.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And
it's
it's
just
kind
more
of,
of that.
it's not surprising that we keep on finding out that like some artist that you enjoy or whatever is some weirdo that drinks unpasteurized milk and stuff like that. Like it's all connected. All of these things, all of this like pseudo spiritual shit, all of those anti-vax bullshit situations. It's also people who have the privilege of being separated from most of society. Like
Mhm.
they're gonna be the last ones to catch something because they're so separate from everybody. Especially like, for example, we saw it in the pandemic. They could afford to live in a huge mansion with a huge like a bunch of acres of their territory where they could take a stroll without meeting anybody and whatnot, right? So they have these ideas in their heads that are really detrimental to the rest of society, and you really shouldn't be fucking listening to them, to be honest. But
Mhm.
so Twigs saying that shit, she rightfully got a bunch of like, there was a bunch of videos on TikTok that I ran into of people just like kind of making a parody of it.
Yeah,
Rightfully so. A lot of young people making jokes about it. Rightfully so. She's like 34 or something at this point.
yeah, somewhere around.
You're if you would have been 16, I would have said, yeah, okay. You're 34, bitch. I need you to get it together. And when it comes to where are all the thinkers, they are the regular people. They are the people who actually do a not made up job.
Hmm.
Like we're doing a made up job.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong. I'm not like unaware. of the
Yeah.
fact that we're doing a made-up job.
Like, we're literally yapping right now.
We're literally yapping right now, and we're not even. But to be fucking clear, we're not really getting paid for it.
Yeah,
So
that's
this is
true.
really isn't a job. This is like a hobby.
Yeah.
And aside that, it's really funny to have so much money and to be working in the arts. So you're literally getting paid and you're privy to all the conversation that there is, yet you're confused as
Yeah, like,
hell.
yet you're this dumb? Like,
Like, I think you need to maybe stop hanging out with the artists who think that partying and doing drugs is the way to enlightenment.
yeah.
Like, maybe stop hanging out with them if you want to be a little like smarter, or if you want to hear an opinion that's not fucking put together in 2 seconds under some kind of altered state that's
Yeah,
not
in a
particularly
rage.
interesting. It's like she's got the emotional depth of a 30-year-old guy who did MDMA for the first time, and he's like really fucking thinking that empathy is a new thing that just got like honestly introduced yesterday.
Yeah. He's like, holy shit.
He thinks he
Women are
discovered something.
people too. Like,
Columbus ass bitch.
yeah.
Columbus ass bitch of empathy. Thinking
Like,
that you have discovered something that has been here all along, bitch. Like, I don't know.
it's actually getting to the point where, okay, because like I've been feeling this way about a lot of people more intensely. I mean, Grimes, come on, she is the OG.
Yeah.
Like, she's the OG thinker. Grimes, Charlie XCX,
Oh my god.
Lorde, now FK Twigs. Dude, they're making Jaden Smith, Jaden Smith interview sound a little smart. Like,
Genuinely. And the thing is, like, yeah, no, dude.
it's just like tone deaf is what it is. Like,
Tone deaf. And you know what? This is what it showed, honestly, the past week with Lorde and with FK Twigs and with Charlie XCX in the past month or whatever the hell. Like, she's been like that all along. I've been looking at
yeah,
her weird, and I have stopped listening to her much when she was really weird about Sawayama and her beef with Maddie Healy, because
yeah.
Maddie Healy, well, her beef is very much fair, honestly.
Mhm.
Saying on some podcast that you like to watch violent porn with black women in it, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, that's
At the very least, it's weird. At the very least, I would argue that's deranged, but at the
mhm.
very least, it's weird. So we're kind of in a very, very weird situation here where, like, right away I was like looking at her funny because of that, but also like her lyrics are ass. They have always been really ass. They have always been really shallow. Even this latest album, which is her best work, is still ass in terms of lyrics. You
Yeah.
can you can do whatever you want with it, bitch. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you if you want to get offended by this, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Like, I genuinely can't be bothered anymore, especially in this state of the world. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have at least a little bit of fucking perspective, just a tiny bit. I'm not even asking for much, bitch.
It's crazy though, because I keep thinking how there are literal people who think that the people who are critiquing her are not supporters. I can't think of the right word. Like, they don't understand the difference between anti-intellectualism and actual intellectualism. They actually think that FK Twigs is the intellect in this situation, where she's like, I saw this like one Reddit comment that was like defending what she said and being like, well, if you think about it, it's kind of true. Like, we don't see any great creatives anymore and great thinkers like fucking Einstein or Galileo, whatever the fuck, like, or like Michelangelo. I'm like, yeah, because no one has the time and no one has the money. Like, no one can afford to do that.
No, no, we have thinkers like that. It's just the problem is that most of them are forced into creating new weapons.
Yeah, no, that is so true. I'm saying like we do it exists. Like, even
It
people
exists.
like, bitch, there are people who are more creative than FK Twigs and like actually intellectually sound and are very deep thinkers, but they're probably like busy fucking having to do a minimum wage job.
They're
Like,
probably like scanning your groceries right now.
yeah,
Like, if
bitch.
you're at the store buying something and you're listening to this podcast, the person on the other side is probably a lot smarter than FKA Twigs. And that's not, honestly, considering what I've been hearing from her recently, it's not a really high bar to cross.
Yeah. And it's just
I'm
like,
so annoyed by this because I have literally, just for context, I've made a video on her Magdalene album, calling it one of the best, like, conceptually and visually speaking albums of that year. And today I have to say a bunch of shit about her because, like, are you fucking kidding me, dog?
Yeah, like I honestly get what she was trying to get at. Like I understand. It's not even like what she's trying to get at like conceptually or like the idea of being like where are the thinkers. I just think she wanted to sound really deep. I'm such an artist. Like she didn't know what she was saying, honestly. I really don't think she did.
I think, you know, that whole phrase, I was like, I think the only way it makes sense is if she was trying to say that we don't have enough critics and enough public figures that are commenting on the culture in a way that's like really, how do I say this? Poignant, I guess, like something that's very cutting edge and stuff like that. But the reality of it is there are people who do say a lot of things that are quite cutting in terms of maybe not cutting, but very up to date with culture, that people who are noticing things and whatnot. The problem is that it's all based, at least her mentality is based around this thinking that anything that's new or anything that is remotely feeling like it's some kind of an invention is a good thing, and they're chasing this next invention when in reality inventions, like good inventions that we used to have, were coming from a problem that's being solved. Right now, most of the things that all of these people are doing, and this is a problem of academics right now, because they are trying really hard to seem cutting edge, so they are moving on up. They're making money with the academics, right? So they are trying to move ahead professionally. But at the same time, they've got nothing new to say. They are usually a bit detached from the reality of like what they're dealing with, even in terms of their families. Even if they're not super privileged, they are still oftentimes in families that kind of allow them to be in the academic work because it's not that profitable, to be honest. Like, unless you have a lot of connections and you come from a family that's already in that kind of
Yeah.
industry. It's not really an industry per se, but I would call it an industry. I'm sorry, because like our university, what they made like $2 billion a year. That when they released the numbers, being like, this is our budget, this is what we have gotten from this is how much we've made, this is the what profit of a university. I'm
Huh?
sorry, it's always going to be fucking freaky to me that people in the West think that your government should be profitable somehow and your institutions should be profitable. Bitch, these are not businesses. They're not supposed to be businesses. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird to run them as a business, okay? Anyway,
It's just scary, man.
it's a really weird mentality, honestly. But I think because academics are in this situation where they're trying to move ahead professionally, they will address things that are a little bit more left than the norm for an average person in North America, for example. And I'm only familiar, like really closely familiar with academics in the North America. So that's why I'm commenting on it specifically. It could be applied to other places too, but we're specifically talking about this. The system itself doesn't want to be moved forward because moving forward and actually becoming progressive would require absolute decimation of the previous system because it's so corrupt and because it's so fucked up and because it does not serve the people. It only serves like what, 10 people at the very top or some shit like that. Like, this is what we're talking about. Like, you cannot be an intellectual and be seen as a progressive and whatever and be a little bitch. Like, that's just not compatible. It's just not compatible. I don't know what to tell you. And is it kind of annoying that it's like this? Yes. Is it heartbreaking that in our society, being actually forward thinking and being actually empathetic and other things like that is punished instead of being promoted as something that you should be doing to become successful? Yes. It's
Yeah.
fucked up. It's genuinely, we have created a world where we have made being human in terms of being empathetic and trying to build a better world is not only unprofitable but dangerous to do. It is also internally difficult to pursue when you know that you're going to not be seen as successful and you're not going to feel successful unless you completely, kind of only take your opinion into account as something important. Like,
Yeah.
you have to really be self-assured 100% to be able to actually stick to any type of moral ground. I'm not even saying high ground, I just mean ground, like actually having any
Stance on anything.
stance, like any, at least one idea that you actually stand for, you know? Oh, it's just so fucking gross. Like, I genuinely, I don't know. I think that, especially, I'm kind of disappointed because I think that Twigs is not coming from generational wealth, as far as I know. I
Yeah.
might be wrong on that because they do love to pretend like they're, you
Yeah.
know, from nowhere, and they just grew up singing with the church, and they were just like there chilling, whatever. And then you find out what church and who their parents were in the church, and you're like, oh my god, oh my god.
At this point, I can't. At this point, I'm skeptical of everybody.
Yes, at this point, I'm same. So I feel like we don't really have much more to say specifically about
Yeah.
FKA, right?
All we want to say is that we are annoyed by her comment, and it was tone deaf. And coming
And I'm tired
from,
of celebrities. I can't stand anybody. Like, I can't do it anymore.
coming from somebody who is a wushu master, pop singer, dancer, actress, dog mom, I expected more. You feel me?
I have prepared this article for us to examine. I think I'm gonna keep the magazine cover for the end
I'm so scared.
because it contextualized everything for me. After when I actually saw it, I was like, oh, of course. But I do want to take a look at this article first.
I look like the spider from that show we were talking about.
Oh my god, you do!
Yeah, what's his name?
Spideris.
Spideris. I'm giving
Holy
Spideris.
shit, girl.
I mean,
Yeah.
already from the title of the article and her album title too is fucking cracked out.
I mean, yeah.
It's like it's so late. I'm an intense bitch.
First and foremost, the way that this is written is kind of part of what we need to be, you know, what we need to discuss here. But it's an unpretentious 2-bedroom in West Village of New York. And with its taupes and earthy browns, it feels homey and lived in. There's a pack of opened Marlboro Golds and loose cash by the door. The smell of freshly burned Palo Santo in the air. The wall next to the fireplace is filled with rows and rows of books, with space on each shelf reserved for more. I don't know if they are of any use, to be honest.
I don't know if they've been used.
It was here that she read, partied, and let the dishes pile up while writing songs for Virgin, her first album in 4 years.
Like the title Virgin is like, oh.
Yeah. Also, she had her 28th birthday, okay? So she's not 16, she's not 18.
It's so like Tumblr 2010 coded, which makes sense for her.
Dude, yeah. Seriously.
She's giving Tavi Jevinson fucking Rookie magazine.
Oh my god, yeah. I used to have this feeling of when I would go to the US, when I'm in these spaces, I'm an artist. And then I go home and I'm myself, she explains. And that's crazy. It's not what being an artist is like. You're an artist all day, whatever country you're in. I think building a home here has helped me to see that.
Holy shit. So wait, can we go back? Like, can we just say this part of the article?
What?
I don't think I'd smoke a cigarette in a decade, she says, sitting cross-legged on the couch in a gray t-shirt and dark jeans. All of a sudden, I was like, should I just try it? Felt like what a teenager does. Oh my god. You guys can't be taking this. The industry, are we taking her seriously, guys? Like, at least for FK Twigs, like, I really do think she is not that smart. She just has a good team, and she just has a strong aesthetic. Whether or not you think her aesthetic is good or not, it's just a strong one. So she kind of like stands out in a way. And I don't even know. I feel this about Lorde, except like she's like that Tumblr, like, oh, I don't care. I'm gonna smoke in my like black turtleneck, but it's my first cigarette ever kind of vibe.
I had higher expectations for them. I thought that they would grow up. And the reason why I'm commenting on this is because we grew up alongside each other.
Yeah.
So to me, I thought she was also gonna grow up.
Yeah. I think it's like
just something, honestly.
not that I always thought that she was like when I was younger that she was the dumbest, because I love fucking loved Royals. I loved Tennis Court. I loved all of those songs. But just like, I guess now, the more I hear them talk about their art as adults and growing into their work, it's like disappointing. I don't know.
Because they haven't progressed since then. It's been
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Anyway, so Lorde has grown accustomed to their daily interactions with people who feel like this. And like this is like a bunch of compliments about her work. I skipped those parts because it's like Gracie Abrams talking about it. Who gives a fuck? I don't not care for what Gracie Abrams thinks. I'm sorry. If you like her, weird. Anyway, so she's like, it's made me see myself as I am because I have a huge problem with being able to feel like I'm powerful. I would just say it like that. But the thing is, you guys, I think that you need to know a little bit more about this article right now, just so you understand why we're talking about her this way right now, because this doesn't seem to be this egregious. So you might be thinking, why are you guys like this about her? Like, come on now. So I have to tell you first, the part that pissed me off and the part that I found out later pissed off a lot of people on Twitter as well, because, well, oh my God, we're gonna have to come back to so much because there's just so much nonsense here.
She was too stunned to speak.
I genuinely like I when I was reading this, I was like, oh, we need to talk about this and we need to mention this and we need to talk about this. Like it's so annoying how much bullshit she said. It's just absolutely
Yeah.
insane. Here. As the candle burns down, I just saw you again in that mask in the corner of my head.
How dare you? Dude, are you
Sorry,
really?
Spideris.
Are you really? Dude, wow, this is my first time going on camera and you're really gonna diss my mug? Bro,
Oh
I'm
my God,
already.
you're like Dream. Remember that guy with the round line mask?
Girl, you can't do this. You
Anyway, as the candle burns down, Lorde recalls a moment after her second psychedelic therapy session. And by the way, we have to go back to that part where she talks about it not being FDA approved and whatnot because I need to take a piss out of it. She found herself searching for the Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee sex tape. She's
Oh,
not sure why, but she watched the whole thing. I found it to be so beautiful. And maybe it's fucked up that I watched it, but I saw two people that were so in love with each other, and there was this purity. They were jumping off this big boat. They were like children. They were so free. And I was just like, whoa, being this free comes with danger.
bitch.
How do I say this? I need you guys to know the context of this because I know that a lot of people wouldn't know the specifics. But first and foremost, this sex tape was not released by Pamela, nor even by her husband at the
Yeah, it was
time.
not consensual. It was
It was
illegal.
stolen from their home. It was distributed on porn websites without their consent, without them getting even paid for it. And she had to go to court because it was illegal. Like, obviously it was illegal to spread it, but it was also illegal that they were making so much money off of it too. And they were making their whole entire website work off of that. She had to drop the case because she was 8 months pregnant when she was in the courtroom. And it was so detrimental to her child and to her health that she had to stop with the court case. She never got justice for it because she would have lost her baby if she would have continued.
Literally just fucking diabolical.
And on top of that, talking about this relationship like this, it was a very volatile relationship where he beat her up. He was an abusive partner. So she's both stating that there's this purity and this like, oh, this is them being so in love with her abuser, by the way. And it's a tape that Pamela Anderson has talked about extensively in terms of her saying that anyone who watches it, anyone who spreads it around, all of them are assholes because they don't even understand how much pain that whole situation has caused her. Dude, she almost literally lost a baby it was already 8 months.
Yeah.
You have to be under so much stress to actually be in a situation where you can lose a baby at 8 months. When it's 4 months, it could happen, things like that, 8 months is a really, like, it's already cooked. the baby is cooked there. There's literally no way in hell. Like, how does it make any sense that she needed to go home, find this stupid ass tape, watch it? Because the thing is, it's not like she stumbled across it too. She went out of her way to find it.
And I still don't understand what was her, like, what was running through her mind when she decided to do this. And again,
MDMA.
Oh my god.
Or whatever, or some psychedelics, because like they keep on talking about
Literally
it.
their
Like
shit.
she talks about MDMA a lot. I actually clocked it way back in her melodrama album. And this is another thing in this article that I think is really important to discuss because it's getting out of hand, bitch. I'm really concerned for the girls who are growing up right now. Toward the end of that year, she went off birth control for the first time since she was 15. I've now come to see the decision as maybe some quasi right-wing programming. She admits, presumably referring to years of far-right influencers pushing anti-contraception disinformation. Yes, I'm glad to see that she at least can reflect on that and hopefully see that this is what it's involved in the same realm. And this is the same fight that I had with that woman who was screaming about raw sex at me, except she thought that I was saying that we shouldn't have contraceptions or that we shouldn't be using them. No, I'm asking for better options that don't cause higher cancer rates. There's like heart issues, there's pulmonary like embolisms, other things like that are higher chances of all of those things. So we need better, but it's better, not at all. Like, bitch, what is this? Anyway, how hard is it to understand that? I don't understand why they can't fucking grasp it, but she goes, but I hadn't ovulated in 10 years. And when I ovulated for the first time, I cannot describe to you how crazy it was. One of the best drugs I've ever done.
I have like
Okay, to those of you who think, well, biology is biology, you can't deny biology, other things like that, fair enough. However, anyone who knows anything about heat, about ovulation, you all know that humans, unlike many other animals, do not actually have this ability to just by feeling know when they're ovulating. So you're not actually feeling this intensely. It's actually biologically incorrect to say that. Go look it up right now, bitch. I swear to God, if you're thinking that I'm lying to you, go look it up. Otherwise, no one would have to fucking calculate when they're ovulating to get pregnant. She wrote her album's opening track soon after, as well as Man of the Year. She felt like she had superpowers, like being off birth control has peeled a film off her life. But the best drug came with bigger crashes than she had ever experienced. She would be diagnosed with premenstrual dysphoric disorder, a severe form of PMS that caused debilitating mood swings, among other symptoms. She has since inserted the IUD visible on her album cover. The experience opening up an avenue of discovery she hadn't anticipated. I felt like stopping taking my birth control. I had cut some sort of cord between myself and this regulated femininity. It sounds crazy, but I felt that all of a sudden I was off the map of femininity, and I totally believed that allowed things to open up.
Can we go back to that IUD sentence?
Why?
She has since inserted the IUD. What does that word say?
Visible on her album cover.
So it's on her album?
There's an X-ray of her pelvis.
Okay.
And listen,
okay.
I think we have discussed it before, that the problem with conversations that people are having and the women are having, and they're trying to have these conversations in a feminist light, whatever. I do want everyone to be honest with themselves when they talk about this, and when you make decisions about your body and whatever, not only know that, like, obviously you need protection, but also I really need everyone to think about why, and push for better for all of us, why the hell our society is deeming it normal for us to be taking drastic measures or being uncomfortable, or for example getting like IUD inserted without pain relief being like a really important part of the procedure? Why do people have to ask and beg for pain relief in those cases? Basically what I'm saying is all of these conversations about contraceptions are always revolving around the things like this weird obsession with bodies, with what is natural and what is normal, which are all ideas that are very shaky, by the way. And all of those ideas, when you're focusing so much on like the healthy decisions and other things like that, it's very close to fascist bullshit. Like this is fascist ideas about bodies, how women have to be, for example, off birth control or having babies. So they're doing their natural thing for their body. So they're not doing something that's unnatural, like not having babies. Do you understand? Are
Yeah.
you getting where I'm coming from?
You're getting where
This is not a new idea. This is not a new idea. I'm not telling you something that I need to conceptualize here for the first time in fucking ever. You can go and read about it. It's been written about like in numerous times, honestly.
Okay, let's continue on.
This is such absolute fucking bullshit, and especially like the whole ovulation thing being fucking like as if she's been on drugs.
I know.
No, you're right, you guys. All of us are so just fucking brain dead. It's just hormones. That's it.
Imagine a rave where the drug of choice is just to actually just not do one of your birth control pills and you have to raw dog it with your ovulation and hormones. Like, girl, why are you talking about it like you did ecstasy at a club, like at a techno club? Like, oh my God. Dude, it's crazy the people like what people are latching onto, trying to like seem so like awakened. Like it's just like this whole article feels like a fever dream to me.
Dude, I honestly, it's so crazy because for the amount of conversation they have about bodies, sex, birth control, the amount of like things that they're so primitive with it. It's like they can't have a complex thought about anything. It's like it's beyond them. I think coming into my body, more into my body, I came into an understanding of the grotesque nature of it and the glory and all these things. It's right on the edge of gross. I often really try to hit this kind of gnarliness or grossness. You tasted my underwear. I've never really heard that in a song, you know? I think I've heard shit like that in songs, to be honest, and I wish I didn't.
Yeah, like I don't know, like I'm sorry, what was that supposed to give me? Like, oh God, people are so where is the thinkers in this article?
The biggest issue she's dealt with in the past 4 years, by the way, is like an eating disorder. You're 28. If you at this point, you either already have to be aware of it being a disorder. Like I think it's just weird that this is the biggest problem that you have at this age. Like that's just me. I know that this is a medical issue. Usually just people already get a grip on it, at least in terms of their perspective on it. Like they know that it's an issue, for example. It's something that can be conceptually groundbreaking to you when you're 18 to like 22 maybe.
Yeah.
At this point, you have already should have moved on. Even if you are still struggling with it and you have like moments when you're like back on your bullshit, you know, like the you have like relapse or whatever, that happens. But it cannot be the biggest thing that you're bringing to the table as like a thing that you're discovering with this album.
Yeah, it just feels like, and I mean, we've said this so many other times, it just feels like so basic, baby's first feminist class, like type shit. Like everything about this is just so, I don't even know.
It's so primitive.
It's so
No, not even primitive, juvenile.
like the fact that the title is called Virgin even is just like, I don't know. It's absolutely, yeah, it's juvenile. It's like
This is why I'm not using primitive, by the way, because exactly because she called this album Virgin, and she wants to, basically the reason why she called it Virgin is because she wants to go to all of the basics and all of like basically really raw kind of thing, which would be like primitivism, you know, which is the reason why I'm not specifically went back and redacted that because I don't think it's primitive in the way that she thinks it is.
Yeah.
It's juvenile.
It's definitely juvenile.
Unlike solar power and melodrama, Lorde didn't start writing this new music with an album title or concept in mind. Why do you have this huge bottle of water?
Because I'm tired of bitches telling me I don't drink water.
You guys, by bitches, she means me. She's literally being so fucking passive aggressive right now. I'm tired of bitches saying this to me. You mean me? Anyway, her goal was physicality. Again.
Seriously? Wow, guys.
And this is what people call intellectualism, things that they are being like anti-intellectual about. This is not intellectualism.
It's really not, girl.
She was more in her body. How many times are we gonna hear this? I swear to God, if you guys are not in the arts, you probably haven't heard this every fucking second of the day. But this is everything that every bitch who has nothing to say wants to talk about.
You know what? The best thing you can do for feminism is just being a good fucking artist.
Honestly, the best thing you could do is like maybe not be bioessentialist too, mayhaps.
Yeah.
Like so obsessed with fucking how the body is determining you. I understand that there are obvious influences, big ones, but not because of ovulation, bitch. Like, are you kidding me? We had talked about it already, that there's not one hormone that determines who you are.
Yeah.
They're all interacting with each other. They all counteract each other. There's a lot of shit going on in your body. It's not that simple.
It's really
Anyway,
not.
she wanted the music to work on the body before the brain. This is going to sound crazy. She always thinks she sounds crazy and so cool, and so just her ideas have never been heard before, as if I haven't heard it like today 20 times already. Anyway, it's gonna sound crazy, but I said to myself, we get it. You're smart. We? Who's we?
Who's we?
You don't need to telegraph it, she explains.
We.
Whereas in the past, I'm really trying to craft these lyrics. This time I was like, no, be smart enough to let it be really basic. Be plain with language and see what happens. You can use plain language. I have always been an advocate of using plain language.
Yeah.
Unless I think that big words are great when they are perfect for the situation. I really hate that it's like used
Yeah, I hate
and
jargon, too.
overused and misused constantly. Even I misuse words all the time just because like they come to mind in the moment or whatever, but I just mean like when people even write it down and they have time to think about it and they're using really big words that actually don't even fit the situation, or it's just because it's trending right now, that I hate. But
Yeah,
overall, like I understand why people would use big words. I would use why they would use really simple language. This is not a problem. It's just I think that maybe you should be thinking more. Maybe you should be going back to school. Maybe you're not as smart as you think you are.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, girl, it's not, there's nothing brave or crazy about you using simple words. You taste my underwear. I don't know, man. Maybe you should go back and rethink that.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, also another thing that I wanted to mention is that she's 28. She's been, I believe when she was 16, she was dating that guy who was a photographer and he was 24. That's 8 years difference. When you're 16, that's too much.
Yeah.
Even 4 is a lot at that age,
Yeah.
let alone 8. Now, then she was dating this producer who knew her since she was a kid.
Disturbing.
Yeah, and he was 17 years older than her. And then when people asked her parents about her boyfriend that was like, you know, her boyfriend when she like became really famous, right? The one that was 24. They were like, yeah, it's not like we're like really happy about this or glad that this is specifically this type of situation, but Ella's always dated people who were older, and she's dated older guys even when she was a lot younger. A lot younger? She was already 15, 16 when she blew up.
How much
What do
is
you
a
mean a lot younger?
Yeah,
And I
like
think that they were apparently talking about her being like 13, 14, dating like an 18 to 20-year-old. That's not normal.
that's very disturbing.
That happens. I sure as hell have seen it and been, you know, in situations that are questionable, but it's not because like it's not normal though. It shouldn't be normal at
It's
least.
something you just look past. Oh
And at
God.
this point, looking at her dating that old ass. And she's like, oh, it was the healthiest relationship, yada, yada, yada. Because the thing is, what I noticed with girls who are dating men that are 17 years older than them, 15 years, 20 years, whatever it is, it's always attached to the fact that they have really big self-esteem issues.
Sorry, when you paused that big, I was like, pause.
No. Big self-esteem issues because you clearly think that you don't deserve someone who's actually hot and young.
Yeah, I definitely think, and we're not blaming Lorde, guys. We're definitely blaming the people who let it happen. Like,
Yes, but right now that she's 28 and she's still not getting it,
yeah, it's
she's
like,
still not looking back and thinking that was fucking weird that he was 24 dating me when I was 16. That was really weird that he was grown and he knew me since I was underage, I underage, and he dated me for years
yeah, that's,
when he's almost 20 years older than me. And he's a producer, so he was in a position of power when he met you too. Fucking weird. And the fact that you're still not reflecting on it is weird as well. It's not just about you. That's what I hate with so many people, is that they think it's all just about them. It's not just about you. It's not just about the fact that you are dating someone who's older. It's the fact that you're not reflecting on it at all, in terms of like understanding that this is a pattern, a huge pattern that you're perpetuating.
honestly.
It's not just about your choices.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like if they thought a little bit more deeply, and I would even say this about FK Twigs as well, I think there's some kind of through line in the type of content that's in both of their music, lyrically at least. Lorde a little more, as she said, simple verbiage. But you know what? I feel like if they kind of thought about it a little bit longer and like actually delve into it and just didn't use this spiritual drug enlightening ayahuasca MDMA ass excuses of like why they should just accept the way they think about things, they might unlock something in their, like, you know, unlock the reasons they're having these thoughts
Yeah.
about just these basic thoughts about femininity and sexuality. I think that's the crux for both of them here, is that
Also, yeah.
it's just like, and I don't even know if spirituality is necessarily the right term, but it is this like suffocating spirituality that I feel like I've said so much that I hate, that is just making them an excuse to not be accountable for things that they should be thinking about way more deeply at this day and age, at their big grown age, you know, not saying it's their fault or anything like that, but you know, you can't change your life unless you start thinking about things a little more
It wasn't their fault back in the day when it happened.
yeah,
It's
totally.
their fault that they're still there mentally.
Yeah, like,
You're
yeah,
not a child anymore. Also, before she embarked on that tour, she set out to fix a different part of her life, the debilitating stage fright she's grappled with since she was a 5-year-old doing community theater. The solution, it turned out, was MDMA and psilocybin
yeah,
therapy,
psilocybin.
a form of PTSD treatment that researchers are still fighting to get approved by the FDA. It's not even FDA approved.
Yeah, it's not. And I don't think it ever will be, truthfully. I would recommend watching Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia about MDMA and psilocybin and why it's not FDA approved. Recommend you guys watch that.
Why? Like a quick synopsis?
Well, because it's just like they don't know what the long-term effects are on your brain. And some say that MDMA actually has really damaging, like unreversible effects on your brain. Even if you take like a very small amount.
And like the fact that they have wrote about it, they're still fighting to get it approved by the FDA, and PTSD treatment too. PTSD, Lord.
Lord, how about we fight for better contraceptives? Let's start there.
How about we fight for, I don't know, maybe ending wars?
Wars, yeah.
Maybe ending famines, maybe ending, I don't know, hunger.
Poverty.
Oh my god, fucking idiots. Absolutely just deranged. How are they this detached from reality? It's insanity. And the thing is, these people like Lorde, XCX, FKA, all of them are at the bottom of their class. And they are that detached from reality. This is what it's showing me is how bad the wealth distribution is right now. that
Yeah.
they are this crazily separated from the normal person, the
Yeah.
everyday Joe.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's just, this is why I'll never stop saying how this fucking mind altering spiritual journey type shit is like fully propaganda and just,
It is. It's a right-wing pipeline.
yeah, it is. I was just gonna say a right wing pipeline. It is actually, obviously I'm not knocking the people like who fucking, you know, like are casual crystal owners. Like sure, go ahead. Or like astrology, but it's so easy to like get into that content.
Lack of accountability. You just explain anything away with just like, oh, I wasn't in the sun enough. I wasn't photosynthesizing enough today. That's why I'm grumpy.
Or they'll be like, yeah, like no photosynthesizing today. I haven't my punani hasn't hit the sun yet. I haven't done my
Literally.
sunbathing. Like, or like, you know what? Everybody's living their own truth. Who am I to say that a conservative motherfucker is wrong?
Yeah,
Like,
who am I to say? Who am I to say that saying that these people don't deserve to live because of their, color of their skin? Who am I to say that they're fucked up?
dude, I literally,
I can't stand this shit. Like, she's like, the songs felt different too when she started like touring after those MDMA therapies or whatever. So she didn't have that anxiety or whatever the hell. She's like, I would play Supercut, she says. And all of a sudden, there was a hook around my guts. And everyone in the room was having the same feeling. Like there had been a huge pressure change. It made me realize how much I love and kind of need that very deep, visceral response to feel my music.
okay.
Okay, and the last part, we need to wrap it up because it's been
Yeah.
more than an hour already, but I need to show you the cover.
Yeah.
And wait, let me actually read you the definition of neoliberalism because I think that I need people to know what it means,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing progressive views or something like that. Neoliberalism is a political philosophy that emphasizes free markets, minimal government intervention, and the belief that individual freedom and economic prosperity are best achieved through deregulation and privatization. And this is something that became popular in the late 20th century.
Yeah.
And it is very much like it's just capitalism, first of all.
Yeah, it's just what
It's
America is right
libertarianism, first of all. It's basically everyone out for themselves, but we are going to basically make sure that everyone who's rich survives, everyone who's not dies. And it is very racist. It's very fucked up, basically. That whole belief,
It's
like
all because
neoliberalism, it's fucked up. And it is really funny that neoliberalism was at the core of Tories in the UK. It's at the core of conservatives in Canada. It's at the core of Republicans in America. It's at the core of any right-wing Nazi-related party in Germany. Just so you know what it means, when I criticize neoliberalism, this is what I'm talking about.
yeah, I actually wanted to apologize for what I said earlier. I'm like, yeah, what currently America's in, it's actually the world. It's not just America. It's
Yeah,
just
it's real bad. Thatcher was, for example, neoliberal queen. The cover of Rolling Stone for this month, absolute fucking travesty.
it's so bad. It's not even like this feels like a joke.
June 2025. I literally showed it to my mom and she started laughing because they even managed to use the word gulag on the cover. That's how fucking neoliberal this shit is, dude. They pulled out the word gulag, okay? This one is Cory Booker, the Rolling Stone interview, a guy who turns out wasn't even filibustering. Is that how you say that? So he wasn't even filibustering when he was in the government. Like he gave that whole speech. Turned out it was just a fucking performance because there was nothing that he was standing for. He's a Democrat, so he's positioning himself as a leftist. He's not, obviously, because Democrats are right wing, are a right wing party.
Yeah.
However, a very important thing, a very important note that you guys should know about, it's also the fact that he got $700,000 donation recently from lobbyists. The next one is Sarah Silverman, how she survived grief and backlash. What kind of backlash, you're wondering? Let me tell you. In 2023, Silverman posted several social media posts and stories supporting Israel during Gaza war. She also left the Democratic Socialist of America after being a member for several years because she's mad that they're not condemning Hamas. Is it necessary to flatten Gaza? Why can't Israel, USA, and United Kingdom send in special forces to kill Hamas directly?
Oh, God.
She's literally said that the siege of Gaza Strip is okay, that they shouldn't be bringing in food in.
Sure, yeah.
Many are saying that it's inhumane that Israel is cutting off water, electricity in Gaza. Her post reads, Israel made it pretty simple. Release the hostages and we will turn it back on. Instead of pleading with Hamas to release civilian hostages, which include babies and toddlers, there are politicians calling Israel inhumane. So she basically said, fuck 'em kid.
Yeah,
She basically said, fuck 'em kids. And the fact that she genuinely believes that this has started in October is absolutely insane. Like, the most deranged shit imaginable. So the second person on that cover, Sarah Silverman, getting a whole fucking article clearing her name of anything because so what she said the kids should die.
Dude, there's like
So what they should starve. So what that she said that she survived that backlash, you guys.
there's so many other quotes that she said that are like actually diabolical. I'm not even gonna get into it, but
The next one is Twitch's Brad Pack inside Kai Cenat's and AMP's takeover. I didn't know who those people were, so I looked it up because I had a feeling. And oh, it's the biggest streamer who obviously is like writing capitalistic, obviously,
yeah, he's a great.
and obviously has a lot of issues in terms of like who he's featuring everywhere.
He'll do anything for the clout.
He also brought Kodak Black to his streams.
Yeah,
who was guilty of sexually assaulting a teenager. Just so you know.
And he also did. I think he had some things with Kanye West.
Or he had a lot of those. Like he had a lot of really fucked up people there. Not problematic, fucked up.
It's a whole thing.
The next article being battle inside the LAPD. Can policing be reformed? Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Of course, we're gonna try and wash LAPD of all sins as well on that fucking cover and be like, my God, can they be reformed? They're such chill guys. So what that they're taking up so much of our resources? It's okay. They beat up all the people who are against exploitation though when they come out on the streets. They keep them in check so we, the rich, can live comfortably.
Yeah.
And the last one being heavy metal gulag.
Oh my God.
The American rocker in the Russian prison.
Huh?
I have never seen a magazine be as right-wing pipeline masquerading as this rebellious artistic thing in a while. This is Kiss, the band,
Oh God.
in a magazine form. You know, they like paint their faces and they think that they're being so provocative when in reality they stand for genocide and other bullshit.
Yep.
Fuck them. Genuinely fuck them. I fuck all of you actually. I cannot do this anymore. I can't.
This is like the fact that this is not AI generated is so scary.
You would think that this would be something that someone generated to just like make a joke on Twitter being like, oh, these are all of our modern magazines that pretend to be progressive.
Literally. Like
pretend is the key word because they're not.
Oh my God. It's just fucking scary, dude.
They're sick and twisted. I genuinely can't do it anymore. Like, this is giving me a fucking headache.
Is this the reason why I feel like I need to shit all the time? Like, is my body just purging out all of this fucking disgusting content I have to consume?
Yeah, I think so.
Girl, because it's nonstop down here.
Dude.
What? Sorry for speaking my truth. Spideris. Cunty Spideris.
I need new sound effects. Oh, wait. Something positive? Oh, fuck, there's so much to say, dude. We're already at fucking 120.
There's a lot. There's a lot of things you need to cut out from me saying a bunch of bullshit, anyways. So
I don't think so. I think I was yapping a lot. So there's
you know what's funny? My lips are actually right in between. It's actually like right here. Look.
I showed you Irene and Seulgi their teasers.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they got backlash in Korea for the oyster.
Seriously?
For the oyster.
Why?
Because they said it's too sexual.
I knew it.
And people posted this.
It's like trypophobic to me.
Yeah, it's also like I don't like oysters in general. I actually hate seafood. I hate seafood. I'm so sorry. I hate it like with a passion. But now it became so iconic. Look what people have been posting.
I'm miserable insults.
I have so many saved. It's been wild. The entire night, people have posted so much shit that was so funny that I genuinely. They're like, boy group idols can hump the air all they want, but this is what makes K-nets clutch their pearls.
Gone but not forgotten. So they took out the oyster photo.
Yeah, they had to delete it everywhere. But this song was #1 in Korea, like in 2012 or some shit like that. But of course, it's because it's innuendos that are not artistic. It's a male gaze manifested, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets worse. Just wait.
Um.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. That's normal. Because it's for men.
But y'all are gonna fucking put an oyster to jail? That's crazy.
Yeah. Like when they're treated like things.
Yeah.
And they're singing, "Hey baby boy." It's all cool. It's all great.
They're literally out to get them.
I'm just saying. They're comparing it to a banana with like condensed milk. So I tweeted about it and I was like, they had to delete an oyster. To those who are saying it's like a banana with condensed milk, an equivalent to that banana image would be half a grapefruit with condensed milk. You all gotta know the difference between photo art and BuzzFeed article on contraception header JPEG.
Free her.
Free her.
Free oyster. Oni. No, Oni.
Yeah, literally, free oyster and knee. And I said, Oystergate is gonna bring us 1 million music show wins and global music industry domination. I'm telling you, it's always Oystergate before the world domination. Anyway,
honestly, so good.
Dude, this is actually like all the jokes are so funny. People have really snapped on them.
Honestly, it's derogatory. Oh, so all of a sudden, so what you're telling me is like you like Badussy, but you don't like see pussy? That's crazy. That's crazy.
What does that even mean, Badussy? At least it tries to be positive. Corner.
My media is this red light face mask.
That's your media?
Yeah, that's my media. That it's fucking dope. I don't really know if it's doing anything, y'all, but even if it's a placebo, sick.
It does one thing. It makes you look like Spideras.
Yeah, it does give you
Spider-Roos.
Yeah, it is giving
Spider-Roosy.
My Spider-Roosy. I love perennial sunbathing. Just kidding. That's so funny. Oh, I watched Rushmore. Kind of a fucked up movie, but kind of fun at the same time. To be honest, I didn't like the fact that they were all harassing the female teacher. Like, leave her alone. But other than like, they were kind of all annoying.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that was the point. Is that they're children? That the men are children in the show. Or the movie. I recommend The Communist Manifesto by Karl Marx. Because I reread it recently again.
I recommend Oyster.
I recommend oysters.
Not eating them because I hate them.
just taking pictures of them and putting
Just
them
taking pictures of them and posting them. There's one specific picture you can post
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yo, we should start. Okay, all of the fans, whatever they're called.
Reveloves.
Yeah. Let's start a rolling with my home.
You know what? No, it's called a campaign on Twitter, or Instagram. Just oysters, everyone. Rolling with my oysters.
posting oyster pics until they free oyster 언니.
Oyster honey, free oyster honey.
Everybody with me.
Oyster
Fighting.
honey, oyster honey.
Free oyster 언니 2025.
Okay, you guys, thank you for listening. Hope you're having a good day.
Bye.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Rolling with my oysters.